Hey guys, BBD here, and today I'm going to be battling against Todd with a junk ramp deck, mostly focused on Planeswalkers. And basically, the idea behind this deck is you want to ramp from 1 to 3 to 5. And the 5s we have here are Garruk, Primal Hunter, and Thragtusk. So the basic idea of this deck is you want to play either Garruk or Thragtusk on turn 3. And the way you ramp that way is you start out with a Mana Dork on turn 1, and then you play a Key Rune or Chromatic Lantern on turn 2, and then you play Garruk or Thragtusk on turn 3. So that's the general idea behind the deck, and the rest of the cards here are basically to support that and also to provide us with a powerful endgame. And I think that right now Planeswalkers are super powerful in Standard. As we saw from the Cincinnati Open, Todd was able to win the event with the Blue-White-Red Miracle deck that featured Tamiyo and Jace, two extremely powerful cards. And I think Sorin and Garruk are just as powerful, but they're not seeing any play. So I'm hoping to get a good chance to see how good these two cards are. And so in addition to the Planeswalkers and the 1-3-5 ramp plan, we also have Angel Serenity. And I think Angel Serenity is just the best finisher in this format for a white-based deck. It's like great on defense. It gets rid of 3 attacking creatures, and it's also fine as an offensive threat because it's very difficult for a deck to deal with the Angel. Because if you put like a Thragtusk and a Restoration Angel, if you use her ability to exile these 2 cards, when they kill your Angel of Serenity, you get these back. So she keeps threats flowing for you, and you can also loop Angels. So if you have like an Angel of Serenity in your graveyard and you cast one, you can put the one in your graveyard underneath the one you just cast, and then when they kill that one, you get the one back, and the other one goes to your graveyard, and the next turn you can like repeat that loop again. So it's just like a very powerful interaction, and like Angel just provides a lot of powerful synergies with the deck that both help win the long game and help keep you going against decks that are killing all your guys. We have 3 Lingering Souls. Since we have 4 Arbor Elf and 4 Avacyn's Pilgrim, basically 8 ways to start accelerating on turn 1, one of our most important mana CMCs is 3, because that's like the amount of mana we're generally going to have on turn 2. So Lingering Souls is just a solid threat to play on turn 3. It's aggressive against like a control deck. It starts attacking their life total, and against aggro decks it can just chump block and preserve your life total and also help preserve your Planeswalkers from attacking creatures. Likewise, Oblivion Ring is like a 3-drop removal spell that deals with anything, and it fits the curve like very well. One Sever the Bloodline is there because of decks like zombies. You want to exile their creatures rather than kill them, which makes like Oblivion Ring and Sever good against them. And also against the Miracle deck, it's just the best answer to Entreat the Angels. Gets rid of all of them in one easy swoop and can flash back to do it again. As for our mana base, we have 4 forests and then 19 dual lands and 2 Gavany Townships. And the reason we're playing only forests in addition to the dual lands is because we want to make sure that we have enough forests for Arbor Elf to be able to untap. We don't want him to just be a 1/1 for 1 that doesn't do anything. Playing 2 Gavany Townships as a way to make Lingering Souls and the tokens from Garruk and Sorin and your mana dorks for like Avacyn's Pilgrim and Arbor Elf, legitimate threats. So this is the main deck here, and now I'm going to talk a bit about the sideboard. So for our sideboard here, I'm going to start out with 4 Centaur Healers. And what Centaur Healer does is provides a solid body that gains you life against like aggressive decks like zombies, and also combos well with the 2 Restoration Angels we have main deck and the 3rd one we have in the board. It's just a way to gain more life. And you just want to basically like play creatures that gain you life and also stop their attacks against zombies. That's like the best way to beat them. We have 3 Vraskas the Unseen, and this card is basically for control decks. The -3 ability on Vraska can kill other Planeswalkers, which is very important, and it can also kill Detention Sphere to get your other Planeswalkers back. And those are going to be like the 2 main abilities we want to use Vraska for. And if they don't have any pressure on the board, you can just keep ticking her up either to use the -3 ability again on another problematic permanent, or eventually maybe even the -7 ability and force them to play like a Wrath effect. Two Underworld Connections are also for control decks. This is just to make sure that we have a steady stream of cards flowing. One way we can lose to those decks is just not draw enough threats and have them counter our relevant cards. And so this is just another big threat that they have to counter. Otherwise, it will take over the game by just giving us an extra card every turn. Two Abrupt Decays are mostly for fairly aggressive decks. We want another early removal spell to deal with basically whatever they could be possibly playing. And it's also good against cards like Detention Sphere and other enchantments or artifacts that could be a problem. The Vault of the Archangel is here because against a deck like Zombies, this is a more important effect than Gabney Township. You want to be able to gain life as much as possible, and Gabney Township's just not quite as effective at doing that. The Restoration Angel and the Thragtusk as well, they come in against the aggressive decks to combo with the Centaur Healer, as I said before, and also just as another body to gain you 5 life and clog up the ground. And the last Sever the Bloodline is for stuff like decks playing like Entreat the Angels or big finishers that you want to exile. Basically, just anytime there's a card that you don't want to kill but you want to get rid of, Sever the Bloodline is the answer for that. So here we have the Junk ramp deck, and hopefully we'll be able to show it off against Todd.